So first of all, we need to realize that Satan is very real. Now we know biblically Satan is at war with God. We get the benefit of even knowing the final outcome. We know who's going to win. We know, though, that Satan is smart. We know he's a smooth talker. We know that Satan knows how to insert doubt into the minds of men. One of Satan's greatest tricks is to get Christians like you and Christians like me to believe that he's docile or inactive, that he's a fairy tale like the boogeyman or a goblin that lives under the bed. Yet we know that Jesus spoke to Satan, and Satan tried to tempt him 3 times in Matthew 4. Satan even told him to do something reasonable. After fasting for 40 days, Jesus, being fully man, had to be hungry. He said, turn the stone into bread. That had to sound like a pretty good idea. But Jesus didn't fall for it. Satan told him to do something reasonable and not crazy, and that's where it really gets tricky. Satan was referred to back at the very beginning with Adam and Eve in the garden. Satan cleverly persuaded Eve to pick and eat the fruit. Jesus referred to Satan when speaking to Peter in Mark 8:33 when he said, get behind me, Satan. Satan talks to God about Job. Satan's referred to in Numbers, 1 Chronicles, Psalms, Revelations, among other places in the Bible. So we know Satan is very real. And we need to understand, gentlemen, that he's unfortunately very successful. He is the father of lies, as described in John 8, chapter 4, or verse 44. If he was just a liar, that would be one thing. But the father part of the reference means that he put forth some of himself to seed more lies. It means that he's the creator and the originator of lies. God our Father is the father of love, faithfulness, compassion, forgiveness, and justice. Satan is the father of lies. Just as God seeded the world with all those loving characteristics, Satan has done the same with his lies. Satan has used his lies to attack the children of God. And let's look at those lies today. Our nation is currently the very definition of secular living, filled with lies. Remember these lies? Abortion is brave and heroic. Love is love, whatever it means for you. Money is power. If you stand up for Christ, you're a bigot. You're home. You get it. All the lies about the character of a man. Divorce is no big deal. Children need their mother. You remember all these lies. But God says a man is a bit different, and a Christian man is very different. As we started out today, we defined a Christian man as someone who loves God first and foremost. We give up our idea of who we think we are and should be, and we latch on to the idea of who God says we are and what we should be. We live in a secular world, but these secular lives, these secular world's rules, let's say, is not what we're to be a part of. We're to live as Jesus showed us. We're here to live as the Bible directs us. And we're here to share his love with the world and every corner of it. We're to avoid Satan's lies and the lies of this temporary world.